How to increase average order value e-commerce. Weirdly typed in, but apparently y'all are typing it in, so I'm gonna tell you how to do this in this video. I'm not gonna tell you just to jack up prices and run ads, but I do like e-commerce funnels, and I'm gonna teach you some cool case studies of things we've done in the past. Let's dive in. I love selling e-commerce. E-commerce is awesome. We have an e-commerce funnel. It's not a core of my business, but I do have a lot of experience with them in my past. I once heard a stat that for every dollar spent on the internet now, 25 cents of it is going through Amazon. That is a lot of money. And that was pre-pandemic. I'm sure it's way more. There were some businesses that got squashed during the pandemic and the economic relapse, which we may not even be through yet, right? But Amazon exploded. And in fact, I live in Boise here. There is a massive Amazon facility right down the road from where we are. It's exploded. Obviously, e-commerce is here to stay. Not that that was ever in question, but I'm gonna show you in this video some cool ways to increase average order value so that you actually can gain control back inside your e-commerce business and stop dealing with these razor-thin margins, which is pretty cliche-ly common inside of the e-commerce world. When I was working for Russell Brunson, I was lead funnel builder at ClickFunnels, and if you've ever watched the show on CNBC called The Profit, right? The Profit is about a guy who goes in and he purchases companies, right? It's P-R-O-F-I-T, Profit, The Profit. And we built 5 funnels for that show on CNBC. It was awesome. One of the companies we were building a funnel for was called Flex Watches. And you can go watch the episode, the Flex Watches episode. And what we built was an e-commerce funnel for their watches. So obviously it's e-com. And the first thing on the page was buy a watch. But we decided that we would add more things to it, right? On the next page, it was like, do you want different kinds of bands? On the next page, it was like, is there a different type of face that you want with it? And by the time you actually got through to the end over there, no one had felt nickel and dimed, but we definitely had offered, kind of like you would face-to-face in a natural sales conversation, we had added some natural pieces of customization that really boosted the cart value of just a single watch. So I can't remember the price. I think it was like 25, 50 bucks, something like that. But by the end, average cart value was near, I think 70, 80 bucks. Don't quote me. This was like 6 years ago now, okay? This is one of the most classic ways to increase average cart value. Literally just offer more things after they buy the first one. There's this common phrase that says the second yes is easier than the first yes. So what do? As soon as we sell that little piece of e-com, on the very next page, that is prime real estate for you to go and offer something else. There was another company we built a funnel for. They actually sold tape. It's a hilarious, incredible sales video that they had. I had a chance to see some of their stats. I'm gonna keep their name back here because I don't know if I'm supposed to have seen some of that stuff, but here we go. Wink, wink. Okay, I watched the stats on how they were selling between Amazon, Etsy, and a actual e-commerce funnel. And what was powerful is that Amazon, and I think it was Etsy, the product was 25 bucks. So what do you think the average cart value was? 25 bucks. But on ClickFunnels, right, on a actual funnel, it was like 3 times that amount. I think it was 60 to 70 or $80. It was in that range. Holy smokes. Wait, every single person that was coming in was spending 3 times the amount in a funnel than they were on Amazon or Etsy? Boom! That right there sets them way across the... It's not like they had to go buy 2 additional customers. That's the same customer. The cost to acquire them was already nothing. Does that make sense? So this is a very awesome, epic way to increase average cart values. The very next page in e-commerce is prime real estate. But on Amazon, and even Amazon Prime, funny enough, you can't do that. There's hardly any upsells on Amazon at all, right? When you go and you add something to cart, sometimes they'll be like, other customers added this to cart. But it's kind of like down, it's hidden away from the page. The reason an e-commerce funnel is so powerful is because that's the only thing on the next page. Do you want to add XYZ? Yes, no. That's it. What do you think happens when you get that level of customization? People click yes or no on a much higher percentage level and increases your average cart value. Very natural, very easy way to pull that off. To wrap that point up though, what we're looking for is we're trying to increase how much somebody could spend. What do you think happens when you give the ability for someone to spend more money? They spend more, right? So what we do is we look inside of a funnel, we add things to them that are very customized and personalized and awesome and not annoying is what I'm telling you. And what we do is we look to find, and we just say, hey, instead of this $25 thing only, if you were to buy everything in this funnel, you could spend $200. Okay, so what that does is it increases the ceiling of what is possible, and by almost a law, you actually increase the average cart value with it. Just increase how much someone could spend with you. Easiest way to increase cart value. Guys, I'm gonna give you one of the biggest tricks to the e-commerce game. Add info. It's the easiest way to make pure profit. Think about this. If I was gonna go and I was gonna buy this pen, on Amazon, and I go grab this pen, what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna go find it, walk down an aisle, they're gonna pull it off the shelf, put it in a box with some bubble wrap or whatever, right? Then they're gonna go print the shipping label. Someone in a truck is gonna come pick it up, put it on the truck, take it to another facility, maybe put it on a plane, then go on another truck, then that's a lot of stuff. No wonder whenever I sell a physical thing, cost to fulfill is massive. So what do we do to solve that? We add info. We put an information product after they've seen a physical product. How much fulfillment cost is there on an information product? Nothing. Almost nothing, right? The cost to send an email, that's it. So if I sell a $57 thing after they just bought a $27 thing, that $57 thing is almost pure profit. You want to increase average cart values and not increase your costs? Make one of your upsells an info product. It's what we do on my Capitalism swag funnel. We start with a loss leader physical good, right? We put a Capitalist Pig shirt out there, and then one of the upsells is just an information product that rocks. They only get an opportunity to buy it right there, and if somebody buys it, it's pure profit that is not attached really to the shirt. Boosts average cart value, explodes through the roof, makes me be able to spend more money than most people can on shirts. On average, I'll tell you right now on that funnel, we get $42 average cart value on a $9 shirt. If I can spend $42 to acquire a $9 buyer, I'm gonna smash everybody else who can't spend that amount of money to acquire a buyer. Biggest secret right there. Before we go on to the third point, the easiest way to increase your average cart value is please subscribe. Don't make me beg, but I will. I'm real good at blubbering. I have a professional blubberer that comes spray me in the face with water. It looks very real. I cry like crazy. It's not real, but for you, I'm gonna tell you, please hit subscribe. I'm begging you. We spend a lot of time making these for you. Holy bananas. Do you realize you have to pay most people to tell you what I just told you in this video? That's free, son. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell. Yeah. Okay. Now you've heard the phrase that fortune is in the follow-up. That honestly is a very true statement. Whenever somebody comes to an e-commerce or other style page and they don't buy, we increase what is called the seen but not purchased sequence, okay? SBNP, okay? The seen but not purchased sequence is a sequence that auto fires whenever someone sees, starts to put their info in, but doesn't complete order. We just auto email them something that says, do you want us to keep this on the shelf for you? Or do you want us to give it to somebody else? That alone right there will typically increase our conversions 3 to 5%, okay? And there's two others that we follow up with after that. You're welcome. Please send me chocolate chip cookies. They're my kryptonite. I just gave you a raise. The other one is we do what's called an opt-in sequence. Opt-in sequence is someone who is not quite purchased yet all the way also, and they'll go in and it's usually a 5-part follow-up sequence that says, hey, you first started this, right? The other one is like, you might have started purchasing and you actually did, but didn't buy the upsell. This one is like, you didn't buy it all. And we're gonna put a 5-part follow-up sequence that value add reminds them to go back and actually purchase. That's also a nice one. Just gave you another raise. Oh, you feeling richer? You look richer. Another easy one, I'm just riffing on these guys. One is a phone call. One of my buddies, he had this e-com site and he would watch people go and start filling out his stuff and then they would just walk away. And he was like, what? He picked up a phone. You remember those things we used to all talk on? And he'd be like, hey, why didn't you buy that? I saw that you were about to purchase it. Guess what they said? I was gonna call my buddy to see if he wanted one also. Oh, income opportunity. So then what he did is he just said, do you want to buy one or do you want to buy two? And then the next person came up and said, hey, I started filling it out. And then they walked away. And he was like, well, I was trying to see, he called them. I was trying to see if we're going to figure out if we're going to buy 3 of them. So then he added a third option. Called the next person, 4th, 5th. And for e-commerce especially, not all products can do this, but a lot of them can, where you have a quantity requester, where it's like, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100, or 200. Those were the numbers. And that right there, massive increase in average cart value. I'm just raining cash on you right now. How you like it? If you subscribe, I hope so. In the comments below, tell me if your wallet feels fatter. Don't put your wallet on a diet. Do everything I just told you. Guys, I got a free gift here for you. It is to literally show you what I was just showing you inside of this video. Go to capitalismswag.com. I go in the hole over it. The shirt is free. We just want you to cover the shipping. All right, it's $9. Go to capitalismswag.com. You'll get the Capitalist Pig shirt. It's the greatest way to split crowds and make people upset in downtown New York or airports or malls. Very fun. I love it. If you don't want to do the shouting, let your shirt do it for you. Capitalismswag.com. It's free. Description has the link.